It wasn't perfect, but it was a W. We'll take a look back at the Flames' victory over Akron. And we go in the fire with Coach Eubanks and the quarterback.
Plus, men's basketball hits the hardwood for the first practice of the season. And we put Darius McGhee's range to the test. Flame Central starts now.
If you want to get your heart rate going, be a Liberty football fan because that seems to be the trend early this season. Welcome to Flame Central. So glad you've joined us this week. I'm Emily Austin. He's Matt Warner.
Yeah, we have an exciting show ahead, which includes a trick shot from Liberty basketball star Darius McGhee that would make Dude Perfect proud. So you're going to want to stick around for that. Just a little warning.
You definitely don't want to miss that one. But first, let's recap the Flames matchup at home against Akron. Remember, head coach Hugh Freeze was a little worried going into this game. The Flames were battling a number of injuries, including starting quarterback Caden Salter, who is out for this game, meaning Jonathan Bennett will get his first collegiate start, and he came out firing on all cylinders. First quarter, he finds Caleb Coleman in the end zone to give the Flames an early and unusual 7-0 lead. To the second, JB will connect with none other than Akron native Trayon Sibley to put LU up 2 scores. But then the offense would cool off a bit. But you know what? They got a pretty hot defense. The defense definitely brought the heat in this one. Darrell Johnson recorded 2.5 sacks and 5 total tackles on the night. Let's go to the final frame, though. Akron made a pair of field goals, but still trails by 8 until quarterback DJ Irons to Alex Adams. Touchdown zips. So what does this mean, Matt?
They go for 2.
They go for 2. High snap. Irons fights through the traffic. It was close, but just inches short of converting. Another huge stop for the LU defense. Running back Day Hunter would then explode for a 31-yard run, as well as an insurance touchdown. The Flames get the win. Final score 21-12. Coach Freeze, what are you thinking?
Winning college football games is hard. I'm thankful that our kids fought, found a way to win a game, and had a feeling it was going to be a difficult task. By the way the week kind of went, and man, we celebrate the fact that we're one step closer to our goal of being bowl eligible. Defense continues to play well, but we've got to fix some stuff offensively, and that lies in my lap.
Well, if the Flames play at home, you know you're going to get an all-access look at their preparations in a segment we call In the Fire. For the Akron game week, we decided to spend our time with one of the newest coaches on staff, DBs coach Darius Eubanks, to see how he and that Flames defense prepared for another dominating performance.
You know, we learn from the losses. Come back like on Sunday morning, learn from our mistakes, regroup, and then get ready for the next opponent. And then moving forward, we get our guys ready to go, and we got to start prepping for the next opponent because they're not worried about what happened to us last week. Film is great. That's how you make plays there through film. I always tell my guys, you are reacting. You're not guessing. You're reacting. But you also want to have a knowledge of tendencies, splits, the alignments of the receivers. Some guys have their inside foot up as opposed to their outside foot up. Just little details, and that's one thing I'm trying to teach my guys, becoming a student of the game more so than anything. I don't know if I talked to you guys about this. Anytime y'all hear me say windshield concept, a windshield does what? The two blades, they do what? They just flow together, right, one way, right? That's what I call the windshield routes, all right? When the 2 routes are just flowing together to the opposite side of the field. That's a heavy concept of theirs as well, just to twins, okay?
Film is important as a DB. Just improves on putting us in a better position to make plays, giving small indicators like what he does or what a receiver does specifically.
Same thing over here. You can be 6 yards, 7 by 2, 6 yards, 6 by 2. All right, outside leverage. Already rerouted themselves. We coming out, regardless. We coming out. Everything going away from us, we look for what? Something to come back, right? That should be us all day. Let's go. Any questions, fellas? Hey, again, man, it starts with us today, all right? Coach always said it, man, defend home, defend the mountain. Let's take care of home, all right? Let's take care of home, but it starts today, mentally and physically, okay? That's how we're gonna break it down, man. Let's get out there ASAP.
Dogs on 3, 1, 2, 3, dogs.
Game day on Saturdays are a lot easier when you practice the right way, practice good practice habits, Monday through Friday. Starting the center, guys. Starting the center on me. Come on, round it. Good, good, good. Hold it. Good, good. Next two. Come on, Dion. Get around it. Good, good. Hold it, hold it. Come on and pin it. Good, Dion. Good, good. Extra defender right there. Good.
Practice is important because not only that do you have to have your eyes and have your feet and hands disciplined at all times, but you also have to make sure you're always in the game. Like, make sure your head's right and make sure your mind's clear. And, you know, if you do give up a play, it's next play mentality.
Put this guy, the offensive player, out of bounds. Use the sideline as your extra defender, all right? Go high point the ball, all right? Give me a good kick slide. Man, come on, I got to feel it now. Come on. Get my chest plate. Come on, more. Good. I'm a very detailed coach. Shoot. The small things, the little things really does matter, whether it's your alignment, your eye discipline, all of that. So every other play, the guys will tell you, I'm out there telling them something. Hey guys, good question about Eli. If he pushing me with my blind spot, right? But if I do a good job of still keeping him in my vision, all right, do I necessarily have the speed turn? No, I can bucket turn as long as I don't get beat, all right? He can't cross my face so easy. Bring it in, come on. What's the name? A winning day on 3. 1, 2, 3. Winning day. Let's go. So on Saturdays, I tell them that's their day. You know, we're gonna make little minor changes or whatnot on Saturdays, but that's y'all, they just go out there and let loose because you had great practice habits throughout the week. Let's go, man. Let's have our best game. Let's have our best game, all right?
Hey, you're one of the best defenses in the darn country. So go prove it. Go prove it.
He's looking downfield. Has time, lofts one towards the end zone, and it's picked. Rocket Rahimi snagged it out of the sky, and the Flames turn it over.
Hey, and tips and overthrow. Feed me the dang ball.
You know, we love takeaways. So as soon as we get a takeaway, it's knowing that we can give the ball back to the offense, and we have Coach Freeze, you know, he could be able to dial something up and get some points on the board. Practice, Coach Banks, he's really key on little things. Make sure you get the little things right. Technique, yards at line of scrimmage, how far you are pressing, stuff like that. When the game comes, I feel like he's super supportive. Like, come on, guys, we got this next play. Tells us who's up. He schemes up offense. He tells us what the offense is doing, asks us what we're seeing. You know, he's supportive coach.
I'm 111. That's what we kind of tell our guys. We're 111. So out of 11 guys on the field, I'm one of them, and I just got to do my job and trust that everybody else is going to do theirs.
Job by Liberty's defense, having an explosive play down the field along sidelines, be able to come back in the red zone, make 3 stops, force them into trying to kick a field goal.
Nothing makes me more happy as a coach than seeing a player go out there and execute, do what you taught them, and him taking your coaching and listening and go out there and make a play on the field. That's a great feeling as a coach.
Good play, boy. Good play, man. Good play.
Daniel George, Dejon Anthony on the coverage for Liberty.
It wasn't pretty. The defenses controlled things for most of the night, and Liberty secures the win, 21-12.
Thanks to our Donald Scott for that awesome piece. Well, in just 4 games this season, Liberty football has seen 4 different quarterbacks. Safe to say, the Flames have been bit with the injury bug. But despite the adversity, the coaching staff and players have found a way to compete in every single ballgame as they sit with a 3-1 record. Here's football analyst Joe Yock with more on this week's Flame Central podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage.
After the Wake Forest loss, that's a tough loss. Yeah. I mean, you're right there, $7,200. You get right down the wire, and you end up losing the game, which is hard enough in itself to regroup right away and come back. But then on top of it, you also lost your quarterback.
Yeah.
And for Liberty to find a way to win that football game and to move forward, I think was very important to them.
And I think what do you always say about good or great teams is even when you don't play at your best or even near your best, you find a way. Right? It's like a pitcher without his best stuff, but you just grind your way through it and find a way. And that's basically what Liberty did in this ballgame. They leaned on their defense, leaned on the running game. They just found a way.
All right, well, if you haven't downloaded the Flame Central podcast, what are you doing? If you want to hear more of the breakdown of Flames football, exclusive interviews with coaches and players, and some comical stories from Matt, Joe, and myself, then you must download it today. You can find it on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen, we're there. Plus, you can now watch the entire podcast on YouTube. Check it out today. You won't regret it.
All right, for our next piece, we stay on the gridiron. Kind of. I believe it was Deion Sanders who coined the phrase, look good, feel good, play good. There's value to how you look, and one Liberty player is making sure everybody on the Flames looks good. Daniel Darko is his name, and he's the focus of this week's Out of the Office.
Welcome to the shop. I just thought it was like just something to do on the side. My brother kind of convinced me to do it, and at first I'm like, I ain't really want to do it, but I just kept doing it, and eventually it just grew on me. And now I just do it all the time. I enjoy it. CJ Daniels was the first person I ever cut. And the first time I ever cut him, I kind of messed him up. It's like I started doing it more and more, and I started to grow doing it. A lot of people started trusting me, and then, you know, now I cut basically the whole team. I consider myself an introvert, so it was like hard for me to like just get out there and talk to people. So like cutting, it definitely gives me an opportunity to get to know people more, especially like the new teammates that come in. I think people are like vulnerable when they get in my seat and they share a lot. I think I make them like comfortable enough to have those conversations with me. It's almost like a therapy session when they with me. Barbering is a lot like football because it teaches you patience. You know, it's like football. Sometimes, you know, things don't seem also certain, but you just have to keep trusting the process and keep doing what you're doing. And in the end, sometimes it goes your way. Up here on the mountain, most times it goes our way. I think everybody needs a hobby and something to do on the side besides football. You know, like football can be a lot sometimes. And if you have something that can kind of get your mind off of whatever you're going through or dealing with, I think is a good thing. And barbering is definitely that for me, because I don't really play video games like that. So just cutting is just take my mind off a lot of things and just like trying to perfect one thing. Success is when I turn that seat around and I give them that mirror and they start smiling. That does it for me every time.
Oh yeah, every time. Yeah, put them back together.
All right, the real question is, does Hugh Freeze let Daniel give him a haircut? We'll do a little digging on that. All right, let's talk some basketball now. It's getting to be that time of year. In fact, this past Monday, Liberty Hoops held its first official practice. The Flames are preparing for their final season in the A-Sun Conference. And after having their streak of 3 straight A-Sun titles snapped last year, there's no shortage of motivation. There's also no shortage of talent. Liberty brings back nearly everyone to a team that won 22 games last season. Most importantly, they bring back Darius McGhee, the nation's second leading scorer and top 3-point shooter a season ago. All that to say, the Flames are excited for the potential this team possesses.
You take our team last year, you give them a year of experience and another year to build and grow together. Like, there's no telling what can happen.
We're trying to win championships, compete at the highest level. And at the same time, just have the same mindset like every day. And Coach does a really good job of pushing us all to have the same goal of like pursuing excellence. And yeah, championships are the goal, but at the same time, like we think if we stay to the process and like just work hard, like that's more important.
The leaves haven't even changed colors yet, and I am ready for some Flames basketball. And I'm not the only one fired up about the season, especially this team, and more specifically, one of the nation's top scorers in Darius McGhee. Let's see what everyone is saying across the internet. It's time for Hearsay with EA. Fran Fischilla, one of the best in the game, took time to study McGhee, pretty smart move there, and calls him a 5'9" Steph Curry, saying he's more than a deep shooter, excellent athleticism. Pretty high praise coming from him. College basketball insider John Rothstein reminds you that with Darius returning, expect McKay and Liberty to stay, quote, firmly entrenched in the national spotlight, end quote. We're here for it, right, Flames Nation? Rothstein also included Liberty in his top 10 mid-majors to watch for this season in his latest College Hoops Today article. Also, catch McGhee in Lindy's Sports Magazine saying, people who know the game know the truth. Darius McGhee is one of the best point guards in the country. Matt, we already knew that, but please top all of this content with an even better video we can find on social media.
Yeah, I think I can do that. As the season approaches, the Darius McGhee hype machine is reaching a fever pitch. But I'm not sure anything can top a video that was released on Liberty Basketball's social media this past week. Let's just say that Darius is reaching new heights.
This is SportsCenter.
And welcome into SportsCenter. Our top story today, remember the name Darius McGhee. He's not only a mid-major star, he's a preseason All-America nominee. The back-to-back A-Sun Player of the Year. There's no end to this kid's range.
Okay, don't get me wrong, Matt Warner. You've done a lot of great things here at Flame Central, but this is incredible. This might be my favorite thing yet.
Well, I didn't make the shot. He did. All I did was ask him to shoot it off the tower. And as far as you know, it only took one take.
Exactly.
Well. Yeah,
so many different angles.
Right.
I love it.
Darius McGhee is one of the greatest guys to work with, too. He is so cool, and he was all about jumping in and trying this out. And, you know, we talk about his range. I don't think anybody saw range from that distance. Was it 275 feet tall tower?
I don't know.
That's
Sharp
ridiculous.
shooter.
Yeah.
Watch out, dude. Perfect.
Yeah, he's coming for you. All right, hey, coming up next, Rhett McGibbon joins us for another Warm, Hot, and Fuego.
Plus, my favorite part of the show, the Flames fantasy update. Someone is running away with the crown, and we're only 4 weeks in. More Flame Central next.
Does education mean a room with 4 walls, a desk, and a PowerPoint lecture?
Or is it something bigger?
What if it's the people beside you, 1 chair away or 1 ocean away?
What if it's the chance to learn from your mistakes, as well as your victories?
And the push to keep going either way? What if it's the freedom to reach for bigger things without missing the little ones in between?
For each of us, education looks a bit different.
Because we're each a bit different.
But at Liberty, we think education might just mean something big enough for all of us. That's Liberty to us.
What will Liberty be to you?
On this mountain stands a legacy. 50 years of miracles, of mountaintop moments. One mission from the start. Training champions for Christ. On this mountain, our flames burn brightly. We have a culture of academic excellence, unified in Christ and authentic community. Though we come from different paths and places, the same fire burns in all of us. And 125,000 strong, we cheer each other on around the stadium and around the world. On this mountain, our intensity lights up the night. We coach forward, push onward, honoring Christ in every sphere of our lives. We serve, give, and volunteer, grateful for all that we have been given. For 50 years, Liberty University has stood united in our mission. On this mountain, we train champions for Christ.
At Liberty University, we don't just believe everyone should have access to higher education, we make it happen. That's why we are offering our Middle America Scholarship to help families like yours by providing over $20,000 over the course of 4 years. Money should not hold you back from the life-changing experience at Liberty University. Find out if you qualify for the Middle America Scholarship today.
Welcome back to Flame Central. The LU women's soccer team had a couple close contests to close its non-conference schedule, losing by just 1 goal to number 11 Penn State and Pitt. However, since the Lady Flames started ASUN play, they remain unbeaten. Will the Owls put an end to that streak? Not if Bridie Herman has something to say about it. Check out this sequence. Shot goes off the post. Liberty still in possession. Here comes Herman. She fires it to the top shelf. Liberty will stay undefeated in the conference, taking this one 2-0. Herman's getting it done on both sides of the ball, as she would go on to be named the ASUN Defensive Player of the Week. Staying on the ladies' side, but heading to the volleyball courts. The Lady Flames picked up their second straight 3-0 sweep over Queens, who was recently added to the ASUN. LU led in kills and digs. Sophomore Kate Phillips tied for the match lead with 12 kills and added 19 digs for her 10th career double-double and 4th this season. After her stellar play, she would go on to be named the ASUN Volleyball Player of the Week.
All right, time now for Warm, Hot, and Fuego. Rhett McGhee joins us as always. Top player moment from the past week in Liberty Athletics. Rhett, do we have a theme this week?
I'm thinking vehicles this week.
Okay.
Cars. Kind of throwing them in the mix.
I like that. All right, let's start off with Warm. What do you have?
Warm is a play, and it's kind of your old, reliable pickup truck.
Okay.
And that made me think of this play for Javon Scruggs. In this game, this was such a huge play. You know, it's a 2-point game.
Oh, special teams.
Right? Yeah, Akron's coming on. You're getting a little bit worried.
Yeah.
Javon, you know what? He's falling this thing down, keeps it in play. They down it at the 1-yard line. And then Liberty went on their next possession, got great field position, went on to score. Javon he's that old reliable truck.
That's right.
You get in, you know it's going to start.
Rock.
That's right. Might not always be the prettiest, but what a great play. And really, you know, we're up there watching this halftime desk. We're like, oh, that was so big. And it turned out to be the play that eventually led the Flames getting that insurance touchdown, which was huge.
Yeah, love highlighting special teams. They don't always get the attention.
That's
but
right.
They were really good. Aiden Alves, the punter, really good in that game.
He was solid for sure.
All right, from Warm, we go to Hot.
Yeah, we go to golf. Jonathan Yon and also Brett Reed, these two guys winning tournaments as of late. I think of them as kind of like the sports sedan. You get in at times, it's a comfortable ride. That's kind of like golf, right? You just want to be comfortable, feeling the flow. Then sometimes you just want to be able to hit it. You want to punch
the pedal a little bit.
Right, you get on the highway, you want to give it that little bit of go. That's what these golfers are doing here as of late. Both winning tournaments, like I said. Yon 5 under par, Reed 10 under par. Good for them. And when I look at Jonathan Yon, it's his time to shine. Kind of in my mind, it's his program to take over, right? The seniors have left. He's been here for a while now. I think he's going to have an incredible year. Simmons is also a golfer that's turning heads. And then Brett Reed didn't play with the Flames last year, but coming in looking strong so far this season. So they got a really talented makeup again. And it feels like it's year after year. Men's golf is going to be right in the mix, going to, well, you know, we've got golf to play. We've got rounds to play, swings to be done.
Right,
but still,
long way to go, but
you feel like
start,
they're going to be there.
Absolutely. All right, finally in Fuego, Rhett. And Fuego's who this week?
It's Daniela Rhodes. She is like your Ferrari, Maserati, whatever you want. Just a skilled player and gets the job done. So much fun to watch. And when the going gets tough, she's there. Gets number 9 UConn, and what was a turning point in my mind this season. Flames have kind of been winning one, losing one. You're going against the number 9 team in the nation. Daniela Rhodes starts lighting it up. She gets 2 goals and assists in that game. Then you're taking on Longwood. Longwood's a team that always plays Liberty tough. It's, you know, regional rivalry, and it's one of those things where it's like, man, are we going to get by them? Or are they going to kind of just squeak one out? Not the case. Rhodes comes up with a big goal again. Listen to this. 5th nationally in points per game is Daniela, 8 in assists per game, 12th in goals per game. She's just a national star, and she's right here in Lynchburg again. Liberty just keeps on bringing these young ladies. You think about Jill Bolton last year, Daniela Rhodes is the show this season.
She certainly is, and this team seems, as you said, to be turning a corner.
Yes,
and what is it you always hear coaches say? You don't want to peak too early.
Right.
Maybe they're starting to really hit their stride here as we get in the back half of the season. Great job as always, Rhett. Appreciate it. All right, still to come, it's our weekly Flames Fantasy League update, and I'm dreading it. That's when Flames Central returns.
We should go to the beach and just sit there and do LUA. No. My name is Chris Jordan.
My name is Jennifer.
One of the benefits of LUOA when we were investigating it versus perhaps a private school or something is the cost and accessibility. You know, is if you have access to the internet, you can get right on and do this at any time.
I think too that, like we were talking about, the teachers being able to contact you and say like, hey, you're behind, or if you do need some extra help with this, and they're very willing to help you do whatever you can to get back on track. Not that it ever happened with our kids, but you know, most definitely happened.
You know, for our family, not only was the pandemic going on and the whole world shifting around, we moved in the middle of that, moved from one state to another state, but we didn't skip a beat when it came to the schooling. And so the flexibility of LUA was an exceptional option for us.
At the fence, leaping! Wow! To the 5, pylon, he's in!
Challenges, they're nothing new. At Liberty, we know they make you stronger, force you to learn, adapt, to overcome. When your next challenge comes, be ready. Meet it with a degree that propels you forward. We've helped champions like you succeed for 35 years and counting. And now, over 100,000 students are getting stronger every day. At Liberty University, challenges make champions. Let's overcome together.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. I know Emily is very excited to get you updated on our Flames Fantasy League.
If you remember, Matt and I were what?
Within a point.
Within a point. Yeah, it was a point. I didn't know if you remember it or not.
I did.
So it's been neck and neck for the first 3 weeks. I think each of us has had the lead at some point. Who was in the lead this week? I don't know. Here's a look at our teams first. We follow the same fantasy point system. All you need to do is focus on my team. In the words of the late, great Bear Bryant, defense wins championships, Matt Warner. Did you know that?
I've heard that phrase, yeah.
Yeah, thanks to Trayshawn Clark and Darrell Johnson for, they had a combined 10 total tackles, not to mention a combined 4 sacks in the night. It's early, but I think, is this one in the bag?
In the words of Matt Warner, it's not over yet, okay? I'm not panicking. I seem like I'm not. Maybe a little.
Honestly,
yeah, maybe just a little.
I don't put it past him.
Yeah, long way to go, long way to go. Hey, we want to remind you, let's change the subject, shall we?
Oh, okay.
LibertyFlamesCentral.com. Check out the website for any stories you might have missed.
And don't forget to download the Flame Central podcast. For Matt, I'm Emily. We'll see you right back here next week.